Running. It seems like it all you do. The sound of the soles of your shoes slamming onto the wet pavement, the burning sting in your legs with every push forward, the odd stares from the people around you. It was all normal for you. You hear their laughs, their sick laughs as they run ahead of you, throwing around your backpack like it was a toy. Come and get it hard. He yells, excitement lessens his rough voice from all the cigarettes he smokes. That was Ivan Samson. He's been smoking since he was 6 years old and found enjoyment in your pain. Along with his other minions, Jacob Landers, Emma Rams, and Peter Flosky, they had only one goal to make your life a living hell. You could feel your heart drumming through your chest. You don't know how long you have been running for, but you couldn't let them have your backpack, the one thing you treasured most. It was the last piece of your father had left with you, the last item he gifted you before he died. You was only 15 that time and didn't understand the idea he would never come back until your mother. She would be so sad. You don't think you have ever seen anyone as heartbroken as her, mainly because she would cope with drugs. Drugs we couldn't afford to be getting. And when she overdosed, all that came onto you. You feel the pain in your throat, the one right before you can't stop controlling your tears. Your hair was wet from the rain, your clothes soaked, and your voice nearly gone as you screamed and begged for them to give it back. They wouldn't. This was only the beginning after all. They turned into an alleyway, laughing like a pack of hyenas, and you like the idiot you followed them in. You was trying to catch up with your breath, your wet hairs sticking to your face and the rain only getting heavier by now. They'll look at you, hold the backpack out for your reach, and watch you in hilarity as you move closer, thinking you could just grab it and run. Go on, don't be so scared. Peter utters, moving the backpack closer to your reach. You look at them standing around you in a circle now as you feel your hand on the old backpack that had been with you since elementary. You try taking it, but Peter has a strong grip on it, a wicked smirk on his face as he looks at his friends. Don't you want the backpack? Take it. He shouts on your face as you stumble back at his voice, feeling your throat closing and your heart racing when you realize what was about to come. You hear their camera turn on and a laugh leave Emma's mouth before Ivan's fist lands straight on your face. You couldn't feel anything as you got pushed into a dirty puddle, their voices only turning into mumbles. It sounded like hell. You get kicked in the ribs, the legs, the head, everywhere. A scream of pain you have only gotten used to by now rumble through your body when they blow one last kick to your stomach before victoriously running away. You was out until you felt like you was choking. Your body on instinct slowly moves up as you try choking out the water from the puddle. Your body was on alert telling you not to move from the pain, but you had no choice. Slowly you crawled to your backpack that had been thrown into another puddle. You pick it up, watching as the dirty water drips off from the sides, and you cry. You cry as you put on the backpack like nothing happened. You cry as you wipe the dirt and mud off your face. You cry the entire way towards the place you've been working for 3 years now. And just before walking in, you wipe away your tears and put a smile on your face and open the door. The place always smelled of grease and sweat covered by Miss Hannah's obsession of incense. She never liked you. No one ever did, really, so coming in late would not help her dislike towards you. You recognize her again, face, big glasses, bright makeup, and hair pulled into a swirl of blonde locks as she rushes around getting the work of two people done. The work was supposed to be doing. If it weren't for Evan taking your backpack at school, this would have never happened. But here you was trying to speak to Miss Hannah, who wouldn't acknowledge your presence. Miss Hannah, sorry I'm late. I had to stay after school a bit for a test, you said as she moves to the back of a small restaurant. She sits down on a chair, having a heavy breath as she wipes the sweat off of her forehead from the rush. You're fired. She spits and you feel your world freeze at those words. No, no, Miss Hannah, you don't understand. I need this job. Please don't do this to me. I. You didn't finish when she aggressively pointed her finger to the door, her forehead wrinkles coming together in anger. Please, you beg once more, but she ignores you and walks off to another customer. You feel the hot tears coming down again and shamefully walk out of the restaurant with your soaked clothes pulling you down and your head towards the ground. It's okay, you could just find a new job and then you would save and save and save, and when all the debts paid off, Hansung wouldn't bother you anymore, and you would graduate college and live a normal life. All your hopes wither away when you get a dreadful text on your old phone that had nearly been broken. I'm giving you 3 weeks. If I don't have the money by then, I'm going to fuck that sweet little body of yours and pull you apart limb by limb. Hanson, your mother's dealer. He would found you after her death and told you he would give you a couple weeks until you had to find a job and pay off the rest of the debt. $25,000. Now you had no job and he would find out. He always finds out everything. If you didn't find a job now, your life would be over before you could even start it. Through the agonizing pain, your legs eventually take you to the place you called home. It was a one-bedroom apartment that looked more like it was falling apart than anything. The ceilings would drip with water when it rained, the floors cracked, the walls dirty, and the bed nearly broken. You take off your wet clothes, pushing them into your small laundry basket before getting in the shower. The hot water lasts 4 minutes and 32 seconds, so as soon as the water is on, you get in and try to finish as quick as you can. Your skin burns as the hot water seeps into your skirts, but you ignored it like you do with most things. Your body aches as you get dressed into your only pajamas, your head pounding and your legs still in pain from all the running earlier. It was quite empty and lonely as you walk out of the bathroom. The room was dark, and the only sound you could hear was the couple upstairs arguing once again and the sound of the heavy rain outside. You grab a bowl of dry cereal and eat it slowly as you scroll through your phone looking for job openings. Nothing. You think you're strong through everything, every hard moment in your life. You found an escape through schoolwork. Whenever you wasn't working or being pushed around by Ivan and his gang, you was studying the only thing you was truly good at. You had the highest GPA in your high school, which you never really thought meant much due to you being in the poorest part of town, where no student really cared anyway, and only had time for drugs and alcohol. Although once Evan Sampson found out about your achievements, you was made to do all of his school work, including Peter's, Jacob's, and Emma's. Good job, Hart. My parents truly think I can go to Howard with this shit. Jacob laughs, hysterically pushing you hard on the back as he shoved the paper you had written in front of your face. How about we play a little game after school today, huh? Evan says as they follow you down the empty school hallway. No, I'm okay. You quietly said, your lip quivering when he pushes you against a locker. You look down so your hair is covering your face. You are too terrified to utter another word. Stuttering bitch. He spits, grabbing your hair and yanking your head up. Evang, we should go now, Peter says nervously when the sound of a teacher's key echoed down the hallway. Don't think I'm done with you, he scolds before slamming your head back on the locker and walking away with Peter. Your head aches at the forces as you fall in tears walking towards your first class of the day. As soon as the bell rings for your last class, you get up, your legs pushing you towards the exit. Maybe if you was fast enough, they wouldn't get you today. You push the heavy door open, revealing the bright sun on your face and the heat on your skin. Your eyes frantically search for the bus, a revealed feeling in the pit of your stomach when you watch as it pulls up. You ran faster than ever and hide in the back seat, hoping they hadn't seen you get in. Your eyes peek over the window, watching Ivan angrily looks around for you with his gang pushing around the other students in his way. You could feel your heart in the pit of your stomach if they find you was dead. The door of the bus closes and relief washes over you. You were safe for now. Last night you had decided finding a job in the poor part of town wasn't the best idea. With Evan and Hansung living in the same area, it would only make things worse. So you take the bus all the way to the end of the route to where anyone would dream of living. The bustling city life, the clean streets and extravagant homes that line every street, and the citizen dressed up to bottom in clothes worth more than your rent. Seoul City. You get off the bus instantly breathing in the clean air. The stares you got were uncomfortable as you walked down the street feeling everyone's eyes on you, as if you was an alien, as you wasn't even human. They were all raised by money, never going a day without worrying if they could eat for the next week. You envied that, but knew it was a future someone like you could never hope for. A soft breeze blows through your hair as you open the door to a nice looking cafe, the bell above you ringing as it notified the workers of a customer. There was a girl working in there who seemed to be around 24, dressed in a pink apron that had the name of the store written in cursive on it, Cafe Diamor. I'm sorry, miss, but I don't think this place is right for you, she slowly says as you stand before the cashier. I apologize, I was just looking for a job if you had any openings, you say, trying to ignore the burning stare of an older looking man seated at one of the tables. You don't fit in our employee description. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. A man says, walking up in front of the girl and taking over. He was probably the manager. You just nod your head, your eyes glancing over to the creepy old man who had still been staring at you before quickly walking out. You let out a breath, slowly walking down the streets. You are not sure why you even had a chance of getting a job around here. You was pathetic. As you are walking towards the bus stop, you feel a rough hand grab your arm, turning you around. Your eyes widen as you come face to face with the old man from the cafe. He had wrinkles lining in nearly every part of his face and a short frame as his shaky hands hold out a small golden business card. You looking for a job, kid? He asked, his voice dry. You swallow the lump in your throat, slowly taking the golden card as you look down at it. Yes, you said, rubbing your arm when he let go. Your eyes move over the small writing that held only a phone number and the words Gion Estates printed in the center. I can get you a job as a maid there. Good pay and housing for free, he says, moving his hand to your own and closing your finger tightly over the card. You watched him in confusion, filling your head at his kind gesture. Why would he just give you a job like this? You wasn't sure if this was trustworthy or not. At the same time, you felt bad for calling the man creepy. He was only trying to help after all. Don't give this card to anyone. Getting a job in the Gion estate is nearly impossible, and this card is your only way in. He instructed. It seemed more like a one-way ticket to hell than anything else. This guy seemed suspicious, but as odd as it sounded, you could not take your chance. Good pay and housing. You could live there and pay off all the debt money while not being in fear every night knowing Ivan knew where you lived. But why me? I'm nothing special. Your words faintly come out as you look at the old man who only looks back at you with kindness grazing his soft eyes. I can tell you have a pure heart. You deserve this job more than anyone else in the city. He smiles before turning around and walking down the sidewalk. Your focus moves back on the card in your hand, your eyebrows pull together as you think about the opportunity. Before any thought enter your head anymore, you turn around looking for the old man so you could thank him. You hadn't even gotten his name. Your eyes search around the busy streets looking for the old man who had just become your savior, but he was nowhere to be seen. How far could he have gone? Your search for the man quickly ends when you see Evan and his gang getting off a bus looking around the streets. Your body fills with goosebumps, fear striking your body as you snap your head away from them, fast walking towards a dumper on the corner. You hide behind the bins, nearly throwing up at the awful smell of the trash surrounding you. Your hands move onto your mouth, stopping any sort sound that could escape from you as you hear their voices near you. I'm going to kill that bitch when I found her. Evan spits when I'm tripping every last word that come from his mouth. Your card suddenly drops from your hand, landing right next to Jacob's foot, and your entire body freezes as you look up in his eyes, locking with your own. Found her, he said, and terrifying smirk appeared on his face.